poppin' till they hate you. Part two, baby, I just had a breakthrough.
You heard about this statue that they built in New York?
No.
No? I'm gonna show it to you. So, New York built a statue. I think it's in Times Square, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a statue of a woman, and it appears to be a black woman, right?
We up.
So I'm gonna show you this, right? This is the statue.
Oh, wow.
Take that.
Okay.
What'd you think of that?
No comment.
Nah, we ain't doing that. You gonna have to comment.
Why are they portraying black women like this?
Like what?
Like that. You're gonna insert.
Yeah, we gonna insert. What is that?
Like overweight and I don't know, it doesn't look very attractive. Like when I think of statues, like, ooh, and I looked at that like, okay.
How interesting.
That's not appealing.
How interesting. She said it, not me.
He made me.
I didn't make her, y'all didn't hear me influence her to say any particular thing that is her thoughts. The thoughts and opinions of Reese do not reflect the thoughts and opinions of Marcus. I ain't got nothing to do with that. She said it. She said it, not me. You said, why are they depicting this woman like that, overweight? Okay.
Not appealing.
Do you think, and we about to get off into another discussion. This ain't on the list, but this brought it up, right?
Okay.
So there's a statue in Times Square of a black woman. It would appear to be a black woman. She got what looks like a t-shirt and maybe some
sweatpants,
some sweatpants or stretch pants or whatever. And she's just standing there with her hands on her hips, just looking off at it. She's a regular woman, right? But to you, she appears to be a plus size black woman, right?
Well, there's nothing wrong being plus size. The thing is, why did they have her dressed that way? Like most statues, they have them somewhat appealing and not.
Well, maybe they're trying to like just show
what
a real woman looks like.
Well, whatever.
Now you're a real woman, right?
I would hope so.
You don't look like this. Yeah, I would hope so too. I'd hope so too.
It is 2025.
I ain't touching that. Ain't touching that either. So anyway, do you think that black women want to be depicted as appealing?
Yes, everybody does.
You think so?
For sure.
Okay. So now we're going to get off into something else. In Hollywood, right? How many black women are in films in 2025 that are leading lady sex symbol?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a question for you. Leading lady
No, think
sex
hard.
symbol.
No, I know the answer. You tell me.
In 2025, I don't know.
In 2025. Now, if you're talking about 1995, I can give you 5 names.
I probably couldn't. Only thing I can think of is Nia Long.
Nia Long, Vivica Fox.
Angela Bassett?
She wasn't really sex symbol. What you call it? Halle Berry?
Halle Berry.
If you want to count her.
Yes.
You know,
We
which
got
you
to.
can. Right? So you had Halle Berry, Vivica Fox, Nia Long.
Megan Good,
right? And that's like 2000s, late 90s. She was little.
Whatever.
But 2000s, Megan Good.
Who
Right?
else?
But here we are. No, forget the 90s.
Okay.
Fast forward to 2020s. We still got nice looking black women, but where are they? Where are they leading? Now, I can sit here and name 5 or more white women that are in films that are leading lady sex symbol people. Scarlett Johansson, right? That's
what about what's her name? Well, she's still black.
Margot Robbie. Who's still black? Who you talking about now?
Yeah.
Who you talking about? Zendaya?
Yeah. No. Not Zendaya, but yes, she is one. But the other one, Zaldana.
Who's that?
She's Dominican, I believe, but she's still
Ain't she
black.
Colombian or what?
Yeah.
She, nah,
Okay.
nah.
But she is the leading.
So
Yeah.
let's when I say black, I mean like non-ambiguous. That's the reason why I didn't count Zendaya. Zendaya is kind of like crossover.
Why?
When you look at her, it does.
She's black and white.
She's definitely that, but that's cross. She's biracial, right?
Mhm.
Not to say that biracial women aren't black, but what I'm saying is someone who's unmistakably black.
Okay.
That is a sex symbol. That's why I almost didn't count Halle Berry because she's biracial, right? But she has kind of like carried herself in like Halle Berry has been in black films. Halle Berry's been in Spike Lee movies, right?
Mhm.
How many black films has Zendaya been in? 0.
What about Lauren London? Is she another one that doesn't?
She's a sex symbol leading lady.
Yeah.
She's not an A-lister leading
Oh,
lady. No,
Okay.
no. She was Nunu and ATL and what else? Right? Not the shit on Lauren London, but no. I'm talking about, yo, you're the woman that we're going to see the movie to see, right?
Mhm.
So you got Scarlett Johansson, right?
Mhm.
You got what? Some of these guys like Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't see why.
No.
You got who's another one?
What's her name?
Margot Robbie, right?
Who's that?
She's you know who Margot Robbie
I don't.
is, right?
Mm-mm.
Margot Robbie is the one that was in she was in Suicide Squad.
Oh, the blonde.
The blonde.
okay.
Yes. So you have her.
And then what about old girl? Not in Avengers. Who is she? The God? Gia? What's her name? Dia? Superhero?
Who you talking about? White woman?
Is she white or?
Who you talking about?
I can't even think of
In
her name.
Avengers?
Yeah, isn't she? Let me see. I gotta
Oh,
look her up.
Gal Gadot.
There you go.
She's Wonder Woman, right? It's not Avengers.
Whatever.
Get your movies right. Yo, go outside, please.
I like
Go
it inside.
outside. Go outside, man.
And I don't know their names either. I don't care.
Touch grass.
Oh, I took grass.
Touch grass, please. Touch grass. So, what I'm saying is,
He named 5. Okay.
now, name the famous black women that you know. That they're black. You look at them, that's a black woman. Name the famous black women.
Dylan.
You know, it's funny that you said that. She said Dylan. So this is how I feel. And it's one of the reasons why I feel like black women don't make any real money in Hollywood. Now, I'm not going to say it's the only reason, but it's definitely one. A lot of roles in Hollywood films, you can use any black actress for, because they all play the black woman, right? You look at black men in movies.
Mm-hmm.
You look at other actors in movies. A lot of times they play roles that could be for anybody, right? So you'll see Morgan Freeman, you'll see Sam Jackson, you'll see what's the other guy? Denzel. Thank you. These guys can play roles that might call for a white guy. The equalizer could be a white guy, a black guy, right? So my point is, when you put a black woman in a film, she plays the black woman role. She doesn't play the woman. She plays the black woman. And if you look at who's in Hollywood, you got your Taraji, you got your Kerry Washington, you got your Elise Neal, or you don't know none of these women.
No, I didn't know the last one.
Regina Hall, Regina King.
Mm-hmm. I know her.
If I got a role for a black woman in my film, I could use any one of these women. It doesn't matter which one of them plays the role. It just matters which one will take the part for the money I'm offering. If I say, look, I'm paying this much, right? And these women, these are the women that are going to come audition. Mm-hmm. And whoever's willing to take the money is going to get the part. Right? The biggest black female name in movies right now is Viola Davis. And she's not
a sex symbol.
A sex symbol. Viola Davis can play roles that a man can play. I've seen her do it. Viola Davis is also someone who, if she's in the movie, I'll go see it because she's in the movie. She has an argument for higher salary because she draws a crowd. Now, that point aside, getting back to how do black women want to be portrayed in films, right? Well, what do black women go see? Right? Mm-hmm. So, and what do we find, or what do black women find offensive when they're portrayed a certain way? I think that there's a way that black women want to be portrayed that is not leading woman sex symbol. So if you watch films, there's three archetypes for black women in films, and I'm about to tell you.
I can't wait.
The strong black independent woman. Mm-hmm. The mammy. And the hoe. Right? The hoe, right? Those are the three roles for a black woman in a film. Hoe / ratchet, whatever you want,
right.
You know? Hoe ratchet, right? So the hoe ratchet, the mammy, and the strong black independent, I don't need a man, boss chick. Those three are how black women are depicted. They don't want to be the sex symbol. If you look at advertising, you look at, they promote the shit out of Lizzo. You look at advertising, you see heavyweight black women, right? You think black women aren't upset at this. The obesity rate for black women right now is 58% in America. 58% for black women. It means more than half of the population of black women are obese. If I just say overweight, which I'm sometimes at odds with what overweight means, but because it's based on what they call
the BMI.
The BMI, right? But if you add that, because some of those women in that overweight category are borderline obese, then you're talking about closer to 80%. So with that said, this is what represents black women. And it's what they can relate to.
But see, this is the thing. You can be overweight and still look and dress good. That looks like she's in her pajamas. Why didn't they have her done up a little bit better than that?
Because then it's beauty standards. Think about what feminism has done. If she looks good, it's to appeal to us.
I mean, I want to look good, not to appeal to y'all. I want to look good for myself.
Right. If you did it, this is a statue, right? So if you create the black woman statue and you make her all pretty and sassy, then it's, that's to appeal to men. Why she can't just be herself in her natural beauty?
Then they should have threw a bonnet on too.
She said it, not me.
What? That's her natural beauty.
They gonna beat you up. She should have threw a bonnet on. Wow. One me, I ain't say it.
She had her PJs, why not? It's just a statue.
I mean, maybe it's the laundry outfit. I'm at the laundry. I'm going to the laundry.
No, they shouldn't have put that statue up.
You don't like it?
No. I'm never going to New York again.
You swearing off New York because they got the big girl statue?
I'm not going.
The big girl statue.
It's not because she's a big girl. It's just, why did they do her like that? That's messed up.
You got the T-shirt.
You looking at, see, you thinking the same thing.
Nah, I'm thinking because, I call it the Shaniqua statue, but that's just
the
me.
Shaniqua.
I could say this, I'm just saying I feel like this is how black women want to be depicted.
No, definitely not.
Most.
I guess I'm wrong.
Most black women. You don't want to be depicted this way. But, should she have been bad and bougie?
No.
She should have a little clutch bag and,
her Birkin, whatever.
Her hair done and, You know, her did.
Yeah, that's right. And her nails, she ain't got no nails on,
Yeah,
nothing.
well, you know, I mean, this is, in my opinion, you look at Precious and, you know, you look at,
I don't think most black women look like Precious, though.
I'm not saying that most black women look like Precious. I'm saying Precious, first of all, Precious is a fictional character in a movie that black women went to see. Movie was successful, right? So if we do Precious, we make money. That's Tyler Perry, who is a guy who dresses up as a grandma and has become a billionaire doing this. He's not even a black woman. He dresses up as a overweight grandma. A violent, loud, boisterous, overweight grandma. And they love that. He's a billionaire. He made his money off that. Started out doing church plays. Who's in the audience? This is an audience, right? So there's that, right? So what else? What other proof do we have? Like, I feel like the movies that are successful that have these black female archetypes, to me, it's because this is how they want to be depicted. If they didn't want to be depicted that way, they would protest. They would you would see women, ain't got no problem protesting any other time. They would protest. They would be like, yo, look how Hollywood and The Gap and all these different things, look how they got us looking, right? They celebrate Lizzo, you know, they love them some Lizzo.
But yeah, now look at Lizzo now. She's dropping all that weight and they love her even more.
No, they don't love her for that.
What they love her for?
I find that every overweight or obese woman that is body positive, when she loses weight, she loses that audience. Look what happened to Adele. Right? Like, you ain't supposed to lose weight on us. You're supposed to be down. We a race of people. We a race. We a group. We want our rights.
Not me.
We want our rights. We want our big girl rights. They got BBW, there's a classification. They fighting for wider seats on the plane. I'm not playing. That's a real thing. The plane seats are too small. You should make them wider for real women. That's a real movement. I'm not making this up. What you got to say about that? You got Lane Bryant.
What's Lane Bryant got to do? You got to have big clothes if you're a big girl.
No, but they got a whole, listen, you go to like Japan, you ain't going to see like a Lane Bryant. The stuff is going to, like, if let's say you got a few women that are a certain size in Japan, their size will be hard to find. Oversized stuff is easy to get in America because we got so many women that are able to fit it.
But you can also go back and say it's the food that we have here in America.
You could, but then there's food that you be eating not that food. You could say it's the food, but I could say it's the crack that got people high. The crack is available. You ain't got to smoke it. I'm just saying, you ain't obese. You around the same.
Hey,
food.
you don't know what's under this sweater.
Yeah, okay. It's not obese. They got, look, the same restaurants that they go to is surrounding you. Surrounding you.
Drugs are all around you.
Right. Right. So why? I just feel like that's how they wanted to be depicted. I think that they prefer to be depicted as strong, or in the case of the big girls, they can relate to it, right? They can relate because I think that if you put too many slim, fit, sexy black women on it, they're gonna make it like, oh, she's she's being exploited.
But like I said, it didn't necessarily have to do with the weight.
I get it.
Like, why did they have her looking like?
But if you do that, then you're dressing her up. Remember that jug?
This
hot in
hydro
the light.
flask?
Just don't look at the light.
I can't. When I look at you, I see the light. It's like glaring in this one.
She sees the light.
Oh God.
So when I look at you,
Oh, there's like heaven is just like, oh, Marcus.
you remember that? You don't remember Dave Chappelle show?
What did you do? Which one? Which episode?
Give it to me.
No, I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that episode?
Not that one.
You don't remember the Rick James?
I remember that one.
That's Give It To Me, baby. That's
I
the same
don't
one.
remember saying that.
How much of the Dave Chappelle show have you seen? You seen all of it?
I would say a lot of it.
All right, well, let's get back to the topic. Yeah, so you don't like the big girl. You just feel like she could have been dressed. What would you have put on the big girl statue? What you would have dressed her up in?
Not in her PJs. Like
Okay,
maybe
I
like a
understand
little
now.
nice little dress, like something flowy or, a
Flowy?
sundress.
You would put a sundress on a statue?
Yeah, you can do that. They put pajamas on it. Why not?
You know what you do? Make a sundress, right? Go to New York, put it on a statue. You know what I'm saying? She looked better in the sundress.
She does.
How you know how she look in the sundress? You took a shot?
It's better than that. Anything is better than that.
You ain't poppin' till they hate you. Part two, baby, I just had a breakthrough.